Yeah, I think I don't even have to go so close to the microphone. Yeah, I don't have to talk into it like this.
Okay.
Perfect. However, if anything happens, my little video editor fairy
Mhm.
will correct everything afterwards. So if there is a problem, then he will correct it, not our
Okay.
problem.
AE makes it possible.
Yeah.
AI, AI.
Oh yeah, no, actually, I actually have a friend now from Colombia helping me, and he makes an amazing job, like much better than I could ever do. This, for example, is already such a huge lesson for me because sometimes I tend to want to do everything myself, like the lonely wolf, you know?
Mhm.
If I go like this for the next 50 years, I will end up pretty bitter probably and pretty gray. I'm forcing myself, to sometimes make an effort and to just trust other people with doing something who actually do it much better than me.
It's a
Mm.
process everyone should learn. Most people, they don't do the right things they actually should do, you know what I mean? Most people, they don't do the things they actually should do, you know what I mean? So they are
Mm.
doing jobs
Mhm.
they are not built for or
Mm.
create for, or otherwise everyone is a professional for some job. Maybe
Yeah.
he's not the right professional, you know what I mean?
Yeah, going right into the hot topics, into the controversial ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nowadays, if you talk about passion and to do something that you actually enjoy doing, then you're a rebel right away. And then people say, no, you just also have to do things that are needed, and it doesn't matter if you want to do it. Okay, but yeah, one thing is what you like to do, and the other thing is what you are really good at or what you can really help people at, you know?
Your profession in this way, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
from the prophecy it comes,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yes. I
Uh-huh.
think so, yeah.
Berufung auf Deutsch.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, however, first of all, really nice to have you here, my friend Nino. I
Yeah, thank
feel
you.
already very close to you, very connected, although you're in the heart of Europe, up there in Belarus, which for me still is such a fantasy and a romance. But you are already quite comfortable there and cozy with your beloved ones. I think today we can help each other work together in a wolf tribe to spot our light on a few topics that we, on the one hand, want to share with the people out there who are willing to go deep with us. And on
Mm.
the other hand, also where we still feel like we actually need to research a little bit more with our intuition because we sense something, we know something, but we want to improve upon it.
Yeah. So, I just thought about maybe what is the best topic to start with for me,
Yeah,
just in the moment, at the moment. And
go for it, please.
yeah, I would like to prefer some philosophy minds. And this way,
I'm smiling
uh,
like a child.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because if someone knows me, it's clear what is my profession. We just started with. My profession is maybe it's interesting for some people. My profession is doing permaculture jobs in this way or designs for garden, for landscapes, or whatever. I did it 11 years as a freelance in this way in Germany with my own business running nearly 11 years. And there were a lot of reasons why I stopped this. And yeah, that's why I don't want to talk so much about permaculture, maybe in the other podcasts we will do in future.
Hmm.
But now maybe it's more interesting to come on stage in this way
Hmm.
to yeah, to talk about some spiritual facts surrounding me, surrounding you, connecting us, something like this, you know. And maybe the starting point for me today, um, what is the journey of my life? It's a question I've had the whole day in my head. So, what is the journey of my life? Why I am here? What is the journey of my soul? What is the spinning wheel of my soul? What is the path, the way of my soul, and so on. So, yeah, I think maybe it's good to talk about to bring it in process, the minds in process, and find out maybe for ourselves a new dimension, a new way, new position or whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's a question.
Yeah, the permaculture was how we originally got to know each other, right?
Right.
So if people want to know something about this, they can also already visit and see your videos, your podcasts online.
Hmm.
You actually sold your business or your freelancing agency in Germany
Yeah.
and left Germany 2 years ago. What surprised and inspired me also. And you will probably also give more, well, more. You actually probably will give online classes or education about permaculture.
That's right.
So yeah, we don't need to get into this too deep today, but people definitely can get to you, can text you, can follow you on the internet if they want to be up to date when this happens, right?
Hmm. Right.
Beautiful. And yeah, we got to know each other when we did a documentary about your business, about your garden, your lifestyle over there close to Berlin.
Hmm.
Um,
The garden in this way was a showroom, and people were able to come and to visit and to see my style of work, or my style of handcrafted work or design work for the garden
Mhm.
and the elements I'm using. And yeah, after the or over the years, I was bored about maybe for short info why I was leaving too. I was bored about to do everything or always the same for everyone in this way. Of course, it was uh, yeah, perhaps very specific and in a private opportunity for the customer itself, but the process at all, it was nearly everything or every time the same. So I felt bored about doing this, and my step to here was in first decision like a call of my soul, I would say. My soul was crying, "Hey man, you don't have any work to do here. You need
Mm.
to you need to find some new." But what the new was or what the new is, uh, this is a yeah a process for my life because I think we all, if we are on the right path of our life, we all can develop the whole life. The whole life is development for us, and so we should listen to our stomach. In German, you say listen to your stomach,
Mm.
or yeah, what's the word, bro? I just think about
Intuition. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right, right, yeah, and uh, yeah, if you able to feel, then suddenly there are so many surprisings in the life you've never could think about before. For example, I give you an example. When I was 17 years old, or my whole life was inspired and influenced by the mind of being autark, being autonomous and doing my own stuff, not,
Self-sufficient. Mm.
yeah, not be educated uh, um, or addicted to someone and uh,
Dependent upon someone. Yeah.
independent, yeah, yeah. And so when I was 17 years old and all the schoolmates I was with, they definitely can, if they listen to this here, they
Mhm.
can remember when I
Relate
was,
to that version of Nino back then. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. When I was 17 years old, the idea was born to live in a block house and to produce my own food and yeah, to be like on an island, on my own island, and yeah, in Germany, I was hard working on it, and the process was running very well, and I was getting well educated for this topic, and yeah, the stars were right for me. But what I just said, there was no uh, activity mood for me to do it anymore or in
To
future more.
continue to do
Yeah,
so.
to continue, right? And
Well, it's also about the constant change, and probably up to a certain point, this activity served you. You were able to pay the bills for your family. You were able to evolve, to make contacts, to broaden your
yeah,
horizon, and
yeah,
then you got to the point where where your horizon became so big that you also realized seeing yourself in that German system, the 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 worker bee paying the taxes, um, becoming right that part of the system that you despise so much.
mm-hmm.
So of course you had to shed the skin, and it was a brave but right step to get into this new chapter.
Yes,
And you I didn't get exactly what you wanted to get into first as the first point, but you display or you prove
yeah,
a
yeah,
a high level of philosophy,
mm-hmm.
because philosophy is not only what we are doing this evening, this calm moment to talk and to think, but the real philosophy is when you apply it in the life where it
Yes,
has real effects.
mm-hmm.
I admire that.
That's right. And so it was, yeah, for me, it was like uh, to prove it to myself in this way. If all my spiritual behavior is true in this way, and I now I was bringing. If you would know, if you would don't know me, and you would see the decision from 2 years ago, then it would be like I am crazy. I'm going crazy. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
And a lot of people told me, so what are you doing? You're a crazy man. Come clear. But deep
Mhm.
friends of mine, they could understand my decision. And I'm very happy that my wife, Chica, is so much connected to me that she was trusting me, definitely. And we decided together to go to find a new spot, a new life, a new activity for our lives, or new process, new work, new base plate, whatever you want to call it. And so it was yeah, like a journey, like an adventure to start to sit in the machine here in the car and straight going to the east in a time where just 2 or 3 months before, or 4 months, I don't know exactly, the war between the east and the west
Mhm.
was starting. Yeah, so was for Western head, it was a dangerous situation to go there. So for me, because I was so much connected to the earth and to the universe and to all, that I was really sure that we don't get in any trouble situation. So
Mhm.
and also all the stuff I've learned in my life before, I was in a position, in a situation that I was telling myself, hey, doesn't matter where you are able to survive, and inclusive with the family, with with my boy and my wife that time. And second child was born here in Belarus later, when we are, or just now, where we are living and where our adventure runs.
Mhm.
So
The
for
new
me,
seed of the family coming.
yeah, that's right.
I was
And
about to
for
say in the worst case, when you talk about that you can provide for your family even in an unexpected situation. In the worst case, the potatoes would have taken 6 months, and until then, you would have improvised something else.
yes, Could be. Now, for me, it was a symbol sign for where the life uh, is growing. It must be the right place because for me,
Mm,
for Chica, and for me, it was clear in Germany we would not like to have a newborn baby anymore because
mm, mm.
we felt so shitty of this society. We were so bored and so pissed off, yeah, that we didn't want to give a present like a newborn baby to a society like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, so we decided uh, w- to go, and our step to go was bring a new life on the earth or into the life. So it was the best decision we could do, I would say. And uh, also the life here we're just living, it's more being a human like I ever could do it in Germany before.
Please give us a little, a little
Example.
image. Yeah,
Ah,
please, because I
okay.
know a little bit. I have an idea, but I want the listeners to get it.
Mhm. Okay.
They can visit you, by the way.
People can visit us. Yeah, we have a guest house to rent. 70 rubles per day, 20 euros, something like that. But
How much?
maybe we
70 about that?
70 rubles
Yeah.
are just now around about 20 euros
Oh, okay, per day. Yeah. Wow, that's
for a
amazing.
whole house with a banya, with a sauna inclusive,
Hmm.
for one night. And if you rent longer, maybe two or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like this, or more longer, then price getting a little low. But we maybe we can bring some links for that uh, under the podcast on in the
Yeah, for
description.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we blend in some marketing music now.
yeah, yeah. If someone's interested, yeah. But why is the life more human life than in the whole Western society? I would say because we also could have the decision to go to Japan, yeah, to live in Japan because Chica
Mm,
is from Japan, so
mm.
it would not be such hard for us to decide to go there. But we also don't want to go there because the fact is that the life here we're just living, it's more, uh, it's a simple life, I would say, yeah. So we don't have any big, uh, uh, how can you say,
Cities
contracts,
and
yeah,
contracts. Hmm.
contracts, yeah, with yeah some electricity, or water company or whatever. So only the stuff we really need, we have to pay for. For example,
Ah, you mean you don't have huge, large bills?
we don't have large bills at first,
Mm.
yeah, but we also are able to travel, for example. And when we don't use the energy here, we don't have
Hmm.
to pay for. So we don't
Mm.
have like in Germany, you have a contract and you pay every month, maybe 30, 40, 50 euros.
Mm.
And
Booked
just
on the
here,
roll.
yes. And just here, this like, yeah, in the winter we pay more because we need more light, for example, because it's dark. It's a northern country, yeah. And uh, in summer we don't need so much light, so the electricity price is more low, and it's exactly the price we pay what we need. And
Yeah,
for
that
example,
makes about sense, right? If the
yeah,
system would have been designed to serve us humans,
yeah,
not the other way around. The
yeah,
way I can relate to this was this shock that I had when I actually left Germany a
mm,
few years ago, one time to Colombia for a few months. And I just wanted to not pay any bills here in Germany.
mm,
So then I had to realize that as long as I am officially registered in Germany, I have to pay a monthly money to the pharmacy mafia.
mm,
And even if I would not want to, I have to. Like, I'm not allowed to live in Germany as a German citizen without having a health insurance.
Mm.
So because like the the manipulation or the belief system that is programmed in the people is so deep that they really believe that this health this medical system that they created, that they invented, is the only possible way to be healthy, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't believe it. I was making phone calls and confusing my health insurance so much until the point that they actually were so confused that I kind of tricked them and I was actually able to get out of it. Don't know what spiritual cheat code I found there, but I asked a friend who's a doctor, and actually he told me that he doesn't understand why they let me out. I should have stayed in. Okay, but yeah, it was a large struggle. So, and now you only pay what you really use. But you have a health insurance. You have to have it there, or how is it?
Now in Germany, I'm not registered anymore. It's
Hmm.
because of a lot of reasons, yeah. And health insurance is one of the reasons. But I knew it before. Before we left, I knew
Mm.
how the process runs.
Hmm.
And so when we were living in Germany, I decided not to be registered there. So I could skip the insurance before we were leaving. And
Hmm.
till today, I don't have it, of course,
Ah,
because
okay. Mm.
it's too much expensive, and it's what you said, it's a pharmaceutic mafia behavior. So yeah. So
Maybe we have to censor this part. Pharmaceutic dude.
maybe, but I really don't care today
Yeah,
because yeah, if people want to believe that it's all necessary for them,
yeah, they can do it. You know, they're free. You know.
of
Yeah.
course, but also in the opposite, huh? When you don't want to
Mm.
believe. So,
Hmm.
and um, of course, we are still have an insurance because when you want to live in Belarus for a year, you have to pay the insurance for a year too. But it is just now about $170 per year for 1 year,
Mm.
$170.
Nice. Yeah. They're
And it's,
also really very rather friendly about immigration, right? They even incentivize it. They would like to have
yes,
more
y-
immigrants.
yes. If you think about to immigrate to Russia, for example, it's definitely very hard to go there to be
Mm.
accepted.
Mm.
And just here in Belarus, it's such easy. It's very, very easy. It's not like making promotion for it, but we also didn't know much of immigrating to Belarus before. Um, the idea was at first we go there, making a nice holiday on a camping place, and uh, yeah, we were meeting to a family here in Belarus, and they were selling houses, or they helped people to sell houses,
Mm. Hmm.
or to buy a house in this way. They don't sell it, they buy, or they help giving advices to buy a house here. And so we were meeting them when we were here after 1 week or something like this. And yeah, we were talking about the process, how it runs or how it works to get a house here. And yeah, we decided to make it clear. And yeah, we were searching for some houses. We were looking 17 houses when I remember right. And yeah, one house of them we were bought in, or we bought in August 2 years ago. And it's a reason to stay here. If you have a house, it's a reason to get the visa for 1 year. And if not, then you have the chance only for 30 days to come as a tourist, to visit as a tourist. And yeah, when you have the house, then you can stay for a longer time and also make a registration regularly for 1 year. And when you repeat it, repeat the year for 1, 2, 3 times, then you will be
Then you get the
able, yeah,
permanent residency.
yes. So it's actually very, very easy. Just now, I don't know if it's in future, it's the same, I don't know.
Hmm.
But it's not only for me, it's not only the fact that it's such easy to come here, because what I just said, we didn't know before how the process runs. So we were in a very lucky situation that we decided for a country where it is like that, yeah. But for me, it's also a sign or a symbol um, that my path I decided for is definitely right, because we don't have any block.
Resistance.
Yes. So
Mm. Mhm.
everything was running till now.
The path of least resistance, my friend. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. For some people, it is difficult to come here,
Hmm.
and so we've heard the stories, or we have seen the stories. For example, some people wanted to come here. They were not able to cross the border, a couple,
Mm-hmm.
and a family was buying a house or wanted to buy a house, and yeah, they found a house, and the house was shitty because the wood was full of mushroom. Yeah, that the wood was
Mm.
destroyed in this way.
Mm.
So the house is shitty, is literal garbage. Yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, they can find a new house to reconstruct and build it up there. Yeah, but the house they bought, it's shit. Yeah, and yeah, a lot of processes for people to come in here. We've recognized now that making a picture of this country is deciding who's coming in, who's coming out, not the politic. I don't talk about the politics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the energy of the country, I think, who's deciding who's coming in here or who not, you know?
And it's
So
interesting.
it's a
Yeah.
spiritual thing to come here
I mean,
and to stay here or to
eventually,
leave here.
it's like this in the whole life, where you
Yes.
can go through 24 hours and see a lot of opportunities and
Mhm.
um, aspects to elevate your mind, to elevate your energy, your heart. And in the same 24 hours, doing the same things, you could find a lot of negative, draining aspects.
Mhm.
And we also say this actually where we live. Maybe it's something also for everyone, for every family to find their place that they call home, where we say in the Colombian Caribbean, in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, the indigenous people call it the heart of the world. And we had a
Mhm.
lot of crazy stories where people kind of come there and then are literally either sucked in, like if the
Mhm.
mountains would say, I want you, you don't go anymore. It was for me like this. I tried to go, I was in other countries on different continents, but I always had to come back because something was calling me. But then on
Mhm.
the other way around, we also had really um, awe-inspiring stories of people who were literally thrown out the territory
Mhm.
in harsh ways, actually, where we almost have to assume that that this earth is alive and conscious and
Mhm.
selects for the people.
Mhm.
I think it's happening on a global scale at the moment.
Yeah. And
I dare
from
to say.
I'm definitely see it in the same way like you just described. And for example, or not for example, in my case, there was a noise, I would say, that a long time ago, yeah, for a long time, that was telling me, "Hey man, you should be in the East."
Mm.
Something like this, but not
Yeah.
exactly Belarus or Russia or whatever. But I'm so excited also from Germany. I'm so excited to the
Mm.
east, and it's also not. Um, um, mm,
If you want, you can say it in German
yeah. Um,
or describe it.
Also the German word I'm just missing.
Yeah, but maybe let's go into this.
Yeah.
Now it's the second time that I wanted to ask you already.
Mm,
Um, my dear aunt, who is a a very educated and spiritual person, together with her partner also, and they are very investigated into esoteric topics, and they write books and so on.
mm,
And they often told me this gossip that I'm not very beread on this topic. I haven't read literature on this topic, but they say that it was long ago prophesied that actually, well, not in and of itself Russia, like the politics, but the people of Russia, the
mm,
people of Russia, the humans of Russia, and the people of Europe are actually brothers. They are siblings, brothers and
mm,
sisters.
mm,
And there have been many energies, forces, geopolitical forces trying to uh, prov- uh, evade this, trying to
mm,
separate us. But is there something that you individually yourself, but also then maybe theoretically, philosophically, can relate to this prophecy?
mm. Just first, I would say it is a necessary thing maybe for my life to get a connection to the Far East because I told in this speech here that I'm married with a
Hmm.
Japanese girl, yeah, or wife, and so we have the western part of the continent and the totally eastern part of the continent where we are coming from, and
Mm.
we are getting in connection during our life,
Mm.
and all the land between. Uh, just now we are living there, and we also want to travel to Russia or to Mongolia, and we want to see what's going on there, yeah, what's up
Hmm.
there on this place, on
Yeah.
these places. It's a huge
Mm.
place, big place, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, I see the very deep connection between the Russian people and Germans, for example, or Western people, Western Europe. And I I feel that the history facts we've learned in school that they are not right. So
Mm.
I'm really sure when you have contact to the people here, it could be in a small town in Germany too, yeah. Not to talk to Volodya or to Ivan, to you in Germany you would talk to Hans Peter or Sigrid, yeah. So it would be the same. They are looking the same. They have the same humor. They have the same food here. They're producing like potato or kapusa, cabbage or kale, yeah.
Hmm.
And so I don't know exactly where should be the difference between us without
So
the language, maybe.
culturally very similar, although politically and economically divided.
Yes, definitely. And also when you see, for example, the technique the humans are using, most of
Technology. Yeah.
the technology is developed in the northern countries, yeah. So also in Russia today, the Russians they have a very powerful and modern army. Yeah, it's for me, army is bullshit, but it shows that the humans there or the people there they are able to produce some very high technology things. Yeah, and also what we have now in the old world, I would say, the old world we are just leaving. That the Western Europe's Germans and France mainly were able to produce very good cars or very good technique for handcrafted tools or something like this. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so we have a concentration of the mind work in this way for a very specific part of the earth. and it's the northern countries in this way, yeah, today or in our time, yeah.
So you're pointing towards the, we could say, as if every human culture on the world, I'm not saying race,
Mm-hmm.
for now, I'm saying culture,
Mm.
could be related to an organ, as if the whole human culture, all humanity would be a whole organism, you know?
Yes.
And so
Um,
some culture is maybe more responsible, like the tasks, the mission of the brain. Others are more related to the energy of the
sports,
heart.
yeah, or sports or music or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
Of course, in the different human cultures we can see today on Mother Earth, we definitely can find specifications for the human cultures in this way, yeah. And it's very interesting. I don't know if we were talking about, but I think so. I talked about you about the fact where the race actually is coming from, the name, the race, yeah, that is word race.
Please remind me.
Um, it's a Russian word in this way,
Ah,
and
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
um it means the origin is called Rasa,
Mhm.
not race or Rasse, wie in German, like in
Mhm.
German, it is Rasa, and
Rasa. Mhm.
yeah, and it means Rodui Asov, Stranoi Asov. So that means uh, the tribe of the uh, Asovs, of the Asen, in German it's Asen,
Mhm. Mhm.
is a tribe, yeah. Um, the tribe of the Asens, from the country of the Asens, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that would be the translation for it. And the Asens are also known as Hyperborea or Skythen or uh, yeah, Wikinger or whatever. Yeah. So also the separation or the separating to different tribes or different folks in this way. Yeah. It's only a separation to uh, de-irrigate the people, you know, the real rod, because the rod in Russian is a tribe, yeah. So actually, it was only one tribe, maybe different names for this tribe, but the origin of this northern tribe, I would say, it's it should be the same, yeah. Only one tribe in this way, and that's why we today we call Asia Asia, because it's
Asens.
the country of the Asens of the Asen. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it should be, or yeah, when you're open-minded for it, there's a lot of connections that are shown us that we are definitely one tribe in this way, and that's why it's or today maybe it's so hard for people to accept that there is a one tribe family, for example, yeah. And especially you said it before, because of the geopolitical situations and so on, and all the last one mainly 100 years back, with all the wars and so on and all the conflicts the humans had to uh, had to, how can you say, uh, we had to live it, yeah. They had to in German you would say, sie müssen die Erfahrung machen. Yeah,
They have to do to make the experience,
yes, the experience, definitely, yeah. And uh, to see, maybe in future, to see that they are all connected. And I hope they will see it. I think they will see it.
which doesn't
And
mean that they have to be all the same,
no, 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 no.
because we are not this homogeneous matter. sooner or later the robot that
mm,
is controlled by the global algorithm.
mm, yeah,
But we do all have local differences and in what we eat, in our songs, in our dances, in how we build, because everywhere you go on Earth, you have different construction materials. So of course,
mm,
every culture is different. But then maybe also the idea of one tribe is where are we actually all the same? Where?
mm,
Where so?
mm, mm,
Is it maybe also to our connection to this earth and also to what people maybe call spirit or God?
mm. Now, for me, it's my own interpretation of what we just see on Earth, what's happening, um, that we should develop with the situations we're bringing us. That means, in my interpretation, the humans are not from Mother Earth. Some souls, for
Hmm.
example, they they are longer here for a longer time, a few more lives than the others.
Mm.
Some some are here first time. Uh, they cannot accept.
Still
Yeah,
realize it so much,
yeah,
grasp it so much, yeah.
yeah. It's hard for them to get a limited human body. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I think
Or maybe they
there's
come from even something more limited. Mm.
yeah, could be, yeah. But it's definitely hard work, a hard job to get the human body and to live a life on Earth.
Hmm.
Because when you are spiritual uh, energy or something like this, your body is not the body. Your body is the light or the energy or whatever you call it.
Hmm. Hmm. When you're a
Um,
spiritual being. Hmm.
yeah, spiritual being. That right? Thank you. Then it's so much dramatically first to get a body like the human body, because the human body is only able to live a few years in this way. What the energy of the being exists in, I don't know how long, but longer than a human body, definitely, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's a uh, reduction,
Hmm.
can you say it? Yeah,
A
and
reduction or limitation, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
No, please
mm,
continue.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so the the job for us when we are entering Mother Earth here is to see what's happening here, to get all the good and the very bad situations, to live our own uh, path, or to get our development, or to make us developed for
Mhm.
future, you know,
Mhm.
to see what we or to recognize at first what is possible, and the second step is, do I need or do I not need it? Yeah. And yeah, maybe someone wants to be fat. Yeah. It's only an example. He wants to be fat to see and recognize how it's how it is to live a fat life in this way. Yeah. And
You
it's
mean
not just
fat like nourished, gefüttert, or you mean like fat like overweight?
overweight. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. Mm.
Because when you see people with overweight, it's man, it's crazy. It's very hard to live.
Hmm.
It's totally destroying the body because of the weight and so on. And yeah, it's only one example. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about, or what my minds are just dealing with.
Yeah,
And
there were sort of a dozens of points that I'm trying to make to order also now into a clear and
Mm,
well pronounced thought. So first of all, I love my body and I embrace it. It's not my final purpose, my
mm,
body, but at the moment it is a tool that will be bestowed on me. and it's a privilege to be able to use it, you know. And I hope I can, mm, in all this pressure and challenges that over the lifetime I face, can el- elevate it a little bit, make a little bit more crystal or gold in this chemical laboratory, and then give it back to the earth.
Mm.
So, and but then also, I guess it's no time for my famous spiritual medical disclaimer. Very important, because although we are um, um, indirectly accepting the theory of incarnation and reincarnation, at the same time, I always like to make it clear to myself and to everyone else that we are not in any way obliged um, to incarnate here, nor to reincarnate in the future.
Mm.
So there are these um, Buddhistic, Hinduistic, let's say Himalayan culture based theories that we have to make these millions of lifetimes until we illuminate and transcend and go into nirvana, or maybe not even nirvana, but then not come back, you know, as
Mm.
though it reminds me there are too many similarities of the church of Catholicism, where we have sins and we have to improve upon ourselves until finally an external authority uh, forgives me
Mm.
and allows me to know to ascend to God, you know. So this is all giving disempowering me, giving away my own decision.
Mm.
And I actually even believe that the worst human being who does terrible things on this planet could just not reincarnate here, even though they have learned nothing, you know?
Mm.
So, first of all, this is the free choice. And then,
Mm.
but now, if you're here, then also be grateful, accept it, and do the best for it. And then, still later, you can still decide if you want to come back or not, you know? Um, so, this for now here. Mm, mm. Yeah, by the way, I have worked with overweight people,
Mm.
and some of them, I still like to work with them. Some of them are really actually disciplined and they really want to make a change. So it's
Mm.
also nice to see um, that there's everything of everything in this world, you know,
Mm.
all
Mm.
kinds of tendencies. Yeah, until here, I lost the point. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the physical vehicle is like the foundation, I would say, as a
Yeah.
father is to his family, maybe
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. And I'm in my own idea that I worked out in my life is that I also talked to you, I think, that before we start our life, we can choose for like an avatar, yeah? Like the
Mhm.
avatar, the body we use in this life, and we can choose if it's man or woman or tall or small or fat or normal size or whatever, yeah? Black or white or whatever. And so with our avatar, we are able to live the life we should live. So it's not like every situation is like uh, getting,
Kind of, we choose the program and we choose the level.
yes, right.
Now we're also connecting back to the point where you were saying that we humans are not from this earth. And in
Mm,
that sense, I would distinguish just slightly that although the hardware, the body, these minerals from at least in the short place are from this earth,
Mm.
but maybe the software, the soul, well, this rather the spirit is not from this earth, definitely not,
Yeah.
because it's much more eternal than
Mm.
this material realm.
Right.
They say then that the soul is where the spirit and the body connect. They say also that the soul is localized in the diaphragm, Zwerchfell,
Mm.
which is right above the stomach.
Mm.
When we were
Mm.
talking about like the Germans say, then yeah, we to listen to the stomach.
Yeah. We had at the beginning. Yeah. So now you see it's very complex in this way, but actually such easy because all the religions were also handle the topic with the being, the spiritual being, yeah, and the soul and the body. They're dealing with the topic and they handle it like separating it, you know. It for example, when you go to church and they're making the cross, yeah, then it's for the Father, the Godfather, yeah, and for the Spirit and for the body. So,
Hmm.
and
And
you
then
know
they
what
separated.
they tell you it's only one, but they cannot deal with one because when they, for example, when they bringing pictures like the Son of the God is hanging on the cross, yeah,
Hmm.
um, then it's a separating uh, movement in this way to hold down the Son, you know, and to hold down the body, and of course let the spirit go, and all the things we just talked about.
Ah.
They're using the same symbols, but
Hmm.
um, when you have the priest who's telling you about this and who's making the rituals or whatever, um, he's how can you say he's minimizing yourself
Mm.
and bringing you under the cross in this way, and not let the spirit go like it actually should, you know, in
Or
all.
like I reduce myself when I go there and accept
Uh,
this dogma.
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And that's why I'm very, mm, how can you say, negative is not right. I'm, I don't, I cannot believe what what the religions wants or want to telling us, and it's so much primitive sometimes that yeah, they are cutting up they're cutting the connection between the root where we are coming from, you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
and to the place where we are just living on, you know, and they want to control this connection. And so they are cutting it with some rituals, making the cross, for example. It's like cutting up the line between the sky and the earth, you know.
Hmm.
There's a line between sky and earth, and then
Yeah.
the horizontal line is cutting up this line, you know. And in all other religions, I can find it's only my own opinion. Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't want to start religion bashing or something like this, you know.
Hmm.
But in all interpretations I've seen or I've read about, uh, it's like a muster uh,
As
that it's
is
um,
a pattern.
yes, a pattern that it's uh, disconnecting the people from their own spirit they have, you know?
Okay, let's achieve to
Hmm.
connect this aspect, this point
Hmm.
to Hyperborea, or maybe
Yeah.
I'm also confusing something there, but as far as I have understood, um, there are places on this earth. Um, I try to remain diplomatic. I'm not good at it. The more I try to be diplomatic, the worse I am. Uh, there are places on this earth, okay, I'm like where Google Maps doesn't is not true. It's not honest. And maps that were originally accepted uh, and um, in the zeitgeist accepted well and hold to be true,
Mm,
mm, which later were eradicated and changed, you know.
mm, mm,
I mean, I haven't seen it myself, unfortunately, but when we are talking about ratio, rationality, and the intuition, um, while I don't have the rational part completely, like complete, there is this intuition that actually tells me that on the northern parts of the world, if you could go as far north as you want without any helicopters or jets or I don't know seas and warships prohibiting you the entry. I'm not sure if I would find ice on the North Pole.
mm,
Um, but let's say there are myths, there are mythologies, um, which might have also developed for a reason that there is something that is called the tree of life,
mm,
which would, according to those myths, connect the heart of the world, which is of the earth, which is then also maybe the underworld, to the crown of the world, to the
mm,
top of the world, which would be what Vikings would have called Valhalla,
mm,
or what other people might call paradise, something like
mm,
this. And of course, if you want to make a whole human race believe that the spirit is separated from the body, well, then you definitely would have to keep them far away from such a tree of life,
mm,
because the tree of life would be a fire of truth
mm,
that always proves that the spirit, that eternity is connected also to this place.
mm.
How about that?
Um, yes, I think it's a very good symbol, the tree of life, what you just brought, to show the connection between down and or on Earth, rooted on Earth in this way,
Mm,
and being grown up to the universe. Yeah, and I think Germans in this way, they are very, they are living on a very necessary uh, place on Earth because maybe it's not directly in the middle. When you're talking to Iranians or whatever, yeah, everyone today wants to be in a very specific and profitable situation with his race in this way, yeah, or folk or whatever you want to call it. I've talked to Africans and to Americans, and everyone thinks he's very, I don't want to use the word better, but he's very necessary for the earth and for the and developments on earth
mm,
and for the
mm,
history on earth and so on. And me as a German in this way, uh, maybe I don't want to be necessary or special for the earth, but when you see what is happening today and where is the concentration on, then maybe it's some people maybe have watched the movies from Herr der Ringe, Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also the connection with the tree of life in this way. And the place where the small boy lives, I don't know the name, the main character,
Frodo.
Boyle?
Frodo is the son
Frodo,
of
Frodo.
Beutlin. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think their surname is Beutlin, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Frodo Beutlin. And
Yeah,
it's
Frodo, yeah,
uh
Frodo. I'm talking about Frodo, yeah.
exactly.
He's living in uh, Midgard, yeah. And
Hmm.
Midgard
Yeah.
is also a part of the
The,
Tree of Life,
mhm.
and it's in the middle, yeah. That's why it's called
Yeah,
Midgard.
the
Yeah,
garden in the middle.
yeah.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also the name Frodo. It's an old. I've bought an old. Before our first son was born, I've bought a book with old German names, because
Mm.
yeah, we wanted to give him a German name too. My name is totally Italian and my wife Japanese name.
Yeah.
And because of this mixture, and we were living in Germany, we wanted to give also a German name. So his first name is Japanese name and second name is German name.
German. Mm-hmm.
And we have found his name. It's a very old name in this book I've bought. And there was also the name Frodobert, for example, yeah, or
Oh,
short
yeah.
form Frodo. So was written
Mm-hmm.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
And or Fredo, for example. So a lot of names we are using today, also in other parts of the world, yeah, actually very old German names. And that's why the connection with the Tree of Life, Yggdrasil, or however you want to call it, and with the Frodo connection or the Lord of the Rings and so on. And his last name is Beutling. It's a German last name, a German family name.
Is it?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
indeed. Crazy.
so yeah, so um, I just said it. I don't want to be very special for the Earth, but it seems like the Germans are special for the Earth, because they are in the middle or very centralized place where maybe example the energy of this organic human transporting being called Mother Earth, yeah. Maybe there are so many ley lines or energetic lines, magnetism lines, or whatever concentrated on that it's a very important place on Earth, yeah. And maybe it's not in the middle of Europe, maybe it's not in the middle of Earth directly, but it's a very centralized energetic place,
Yeah,
definitely.
let's say that the pineal gland is also not in the middle of the body. In the middle
Yeah,
of the body, maybe it's the solar plexus or the heart or
yeah.
stomach, let's say, yeah. Um, but the pineal gland is the place where the physical connects to the more subtle.
Mm, mm. And so I think when people come to Germany, or for example, when I am coming to Germany today, where I'm not living now, it's a very pressure feeling I have there,
Hmm.
like like a pressure to breathe, yeah, to breathe. When I cross the border from Poland, for example, to Germany, then it starts that I cannot good breathe for maybe 1 week or something like
Yeah,
this.
I mean, I'm also here since 1 month, and it is a constant discipline to
Yes.
be able to exist here in a well enough state. Yeah, but naturally, they say that we are in the information age
Mm,
and that there will be information wars, that there are already. So of course, where is the information center in the body? Yeah, in the
mm,
brain.
mm. And I think a lot of people are coming to Germany when they are able, when the system, their own biological system is able to exist there in future too. Then in a few generations, there are Germans in this way. But I also think a lot of biological systems are not able to exist there. and
Hmm.
then they want to leave or whatever, or maybe they don't get enough money to live there or whatever. Yeah, when the social system we just let bleed out in this way.
Hmm.
Um, when it's done, when there's no blood, no blood money anymore, yeah, to give it as a present to the people, then a lot of people also remove to the countries where they're actually coming from. I'm very sure that it's going to be happen like that because also it's not only the money, money is also energy in this way, but the energy at all at this place, it's a very transforming thing for the people, for the humans in this way, for the spirit. Yeah, it's transforming the spirit when you are there, and also when you are there and going back, then
And
you also are transformed
I
in this
was about
way.
to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that yet. That's amazing. So it would be like as if there is a software update now,
Mm,
and all these represent these representations, people representing other cultures coming here. They will also bring back the message.
mm,
Often I even see that children um, whose parents were born somewhere else, sooner or later in their life, they develop this need or this intuitive tendency, this necessity to actually explore their roots and go back to research where most of their genetical information was originated, evolved.
mm, mm. And so, in my interpretation, the Germans are not a folk like that. The Germans are more like an out of space energy in this way, you know, is necessary for development on Earth. And it's not, oh, the Germans are the best. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
No.
energy level that is
Yeah, it's like
concentrated on a place on Earth, you know.
take any organ away from the body or take
Mm.
any gland away from the body and it will not work anymore.
Yeah,
So every part of this human race has their mission, has their task.
right. Definitely.
And well, this is not to judge that, like you said, somebody, or for example, let's take me. When I go to Colombia, and I actually, yeah, I can relate to your theory in the sense that when I try to be too German in Colombia, I always get fucked, you know? Colombians, they love this blonde white guy coming there, maybe bringing money and so on. But as soon as this German dude is too German, they start to hate him, you know? This is like if like as if I try to impose and bring German culture there, you know? But as longer as I live there, of course, I have to adapt to Colombian culture. Maybe I don't have to embrace negative aspects, as there are also Colombians just embracing positive aspects of living, you know? We haven't talked. Are you still there actually? Yeah, right? No. Talking to myself here. We could wait until Nino's coming back.
I am back. I'm back again, I would say.
Yeah, welcome back. Oh,
Okay, so
dear friend.
the
Yeah.
last part of your speech, I could not catch it
Hmm.
because internet was uh, broken or
That's a
break up.
good sign. We're getting to the hot corners. So so the demonic energies they want to disturb us here.
Uh,
Let's continue. We are on a good track. Um, until when could you hear me?
I think just maybe 1 or 2 seconds when you were starting the dialogue. So maybe the last dialogue monologue, repeat, please again.
Okay, I will give my best. So I was saying that when I go to Colombia, for example, where I have my family, where I live,
Mm,
and I behave too German, I always get fucked. You know,
Mm,
I crash with people there
mm,
because it's not the place of the earth where German culture is destined, you
mm,
know.
mm,
Of course, I can bring something, especially particularly when they ask me for it, something of my thoughts or something of my actions. But the longer I am there, of course, the more I have to embrace their way of life and also what they do, what they
mm,
focus on.
mm.
Which is not bad nor good, but I have just to recognize. So, and then let me see. Um,
When I am here in Belarus, or when I come to here, when I enter Belarus at the border with the border police, with the border places, the border at all, um, in this way, I would say at first the borders we just have now, it's only the borders of the mind, of the spirit of the people of today, because when you are open-minded, you don't need a border because you would not make trouble or stress or steal some, you know.
mhm.
So it's for me, it's an unhuman thing to have a border, and it doesn't matter which border. All borders are definitely not human being minded in this way, and
They
uh,
are evil, let's say.
evil. Yeah,
Let's
yes,
judge.
yes, yes, definitely. But the experiences I have at the border with the Belarusian border police, it's amazing. So there, of course, there's some mm, how would you say it? Uh, they don't trust me at first sometimes,
Hmm.
but when they see my passport with all the visa from Belarus, and when they talk to me, hey, what are you doing here? Hey, man, I have my house here. I've bought a house. My son's going to school, and we have a guest house and so on.
Hmm.
Then suddenly all the uh, Missgunst, oder wie sagt man, Missgunst auf Deutsch, wie heißt es?
Yeah, well, let's
Um,
say they, yeah, they don't trust you, or maybe
yeah,
they are searching for something
yeah,
that they don't like.
and suddenly it's like hot air, you know, it's like away, all the trouble before it's away,
Hmm.
and they are very strong at the border. But when you enter, when you are living here, then it's definitely totally free. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
they controlling at the border hard to let the people live free in this way.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I really enjoy it and I love it to live here. But also the differences between the how can you say the German mentality in this way and the Russian or Belarusian mentality. And of course, if someone asks, there's a difference between Belarus and Russia. Okay, so
Hmm.
it's Belarusian people are more connected in the east to Russia and in the west more to Latvia, Poland. So it's a mixed folk in this way too. Like maybe we can compare this to Eastern Germany or Western Germany. Yeah, there was also broke in the history, and
Mm.
today Eastern Germans uh, mostly are yeah different to Western Germans or other side.
Mm.
Yeah,
Still so, yeah.
yeah. Maybe you can compare this a little to Belarus too. The Western Belarus people are more open and close to Europe in this way, European Union, and the Western more to Russia. Yeah, because it's
Mm.
cultural based these behaviors.
In which part of Belarus are you?
I'm in the Russian part, in the east northeast of Belarus. So yeah, I like it because me as a GDR born German, yeah, so East German, my early years I was living in the GDR, and I was also uh, influenced by the socialism mind in this way. I don't have any problems or cultural shock in this way for the
Mm,
Russian,
mm,
because they were now like we had before. No, we talked about this in the spiritual fact. The Russians are and the Germans or Western Europes, they are one tribe, one family. And in the GDR, we have learned that the Russians are our brother tribe in this way, yeah. And so we never had a problem with them. And in school, I also learned Russian for 5 years in the ex-GDR schools. It was normally be a short time before after reuniting, or maybe the next 10 years after reuniting, or 15 years. It was normal that you could learn Russian because all the teachers, Russian teachers and so on, they were still teaching at schools. So it was normal to, or it was not a problem to learn Russian. I don't know, or I can imagine today it's not that often that you can
yeah, I have never heard of
learn.
someone from my generation who learned
Yeah,
Russian at school.
yeah, yeah.
I
So it was,
also I also remember what I wanted to add at
mm,
my last point and also see how we could connect this to everything that we were talking about so far,
mm,
which is that I have increasing difficulties, I would say, in the course of these 28 short years that I have lived here,
mm,
to actually allow myself feel encouraged to distinguish between the good and the bad.
mm,
And I even just recently started to really realize that I have myself let that I have let myself to be victimized, to be a victim to, or that I have myself have fallen prey to a lot of very subliminal programmings where, as it seems, apparently, something is trying to take away the borders where there would
mm,
be good, actually, the spiritual
mm,
borders between the good and the bad.
mm,
And nowadays it's something supposedly very liberal and very forward thinking, very progressive to believe that we don't have to judge so harshly between what is really good and bad. And
mm,
then you see all kind of really bad things actually happen, um, because there was a process before it, often
mm,
years and decades, where people started to argue and to reason, um, that this and that is that it's not up to us to say what is good and bad.
mm,
But nowadays, especially while I'm accompanying my children and having to be responsible for them, I must come to the conclusion, yes, there is good and bad.
mm,
And if I don't recognize it for such, first of all, I will have problems for myself in the long term with my health, with my decisions, with a happy or a sad life.
mm,
And also, I will expose my children, the small beings that are entrusted to my responsibility. I will let them run into problems and maybe even be fallen prey to bad energies. Um, and I don't know actually where this energy is coming from, but I'm not sure if it's from this earth, neither, you know,
mm, mm,
this
yeah,
relativization of good and bad.
mm,
Mm, do you also find yourself in this constant, continuous process where you, maybe not so often as in the past? I mean, when we are younger, we tend to change even faster.
mm,
But still, now as we age in a certain cyclic time, in a cyclic manner, we by now and then find aspects that we might have thought to be good to later actually see that they're not, and also vice versa.
okay. I okay, I can understand the point. In my life, I decided to, actually it's such easy, my answer to it. In my
Hmm.
life, I decided to do only good things for,
Simple, very
yeah,
simple, but not
yeah,
easy.
yeah. I only want to make good things. I
Mhm.
want to live a good life. I want to eat good food.
Yeah,
So
I love you,
I,
brother, when you
yeah,
say this.
I stopped the negativization to all the things. Yeah, of course we could do, but when you are here, for example, you can see the people, the old people living in the villages and how their behaviors are, and it's like when you see them, then it's like the life must bless you, the
Thank you.
life the life must be terrible for them every day, you know. And it's also connected to food and so on, what you're eating, and yeah, what you're drinking or whatever, or if you're drinking alcohol or smoking cigarette or drinking coffee and so on, eating the milk or whatever. Yeah, so many facts are influencing your own behavior, and so you can program yourself. This is what I am doing all day. Not like a hippie guy in this way, yeah. Not like, hey,
Mm.
peace, everything is fine. No, I'm not talking about this. So it's more really a program I can give to myself, and
Mhm.
I don't want to be in contact, in directly contact with all the negative things. So I give you an example to make it very hard clear. For example, when you have or no, there's a war. It's another example. There's a
Mhm.
war happening, and um, you you decide to go to the war.
Yeah.
As a young guy, you say, "Hey, I have to protect my country and my family, or whatever." So you decide to go to the war, and all the things are happening there are shit. Definitely, we don't need to discuss about it. And in my case, I'm like, uh, I don't have to go to the war because all in my ancestors line, all the ancestors were in the war. They making the war for me. You know what I mean? So I have the decision today not to go to the war. And I also train or explain my children, hey man, there are some guys who are interested in war, or they feel very close to his countries or to the family's protection or whatever, and they decide to go to war, and they're going to be fucked up definitely. And if they're not with the body, then spiritually going to be fucked up when the war is over. They're not the same, definitely, and traumatized. So why should I give that to myself? It's definitely positive, negative energy, and it's also uh, anchored in the genetic line for the next 7 generations. We talk about
Mm.
epigenetic in this way.
Mhm. Mhm.
So all the wars we had in the last 100 years or something like this, or before too, it's a programming system to disprogramming the people in this way,
Mm.
with easy methods in this way. It's an easy
Mhm.
method
Mhm.
to go there to see a bomb or your brother is killed or whatever. Then it's in your line, in the epic genetic line, and all the children and all the following generations of your family, they will have this problem in the bodies. And we have, for example, a lot of allergies or psychological traumata today. And it's not because the children were born and they have it, because of the environment or whatever, yeah, or
Mm.
the
Not
pollution.
necessarily.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So because it's a system. It's in the genetic system for 7 generations, and biological scientists, they know about it. When, for
Wow.
example, when there's no food in one generation and a lot of people are dying in a village or something like this, then
Mm.
it's in the genetic of this group of people who are living in the village for the next 7 generations. So we know about this. And
Mm.
when you know some facts like that, then it's very easy to say, hey, why should I give me dirty programs from some ideas are not my own, have my own ideas of life, And my ideas of life are I want to live a good life and I want to make a healing for the next generations. Yeah. And especially in my ancestor line, I want to heal my ancestor line and I want to heal my children line or whatever who's coming or what is coming after me, you know? So, and also, that's also a connection to the tree of life and so on. When you, when you, in a special spiritual uh, feeling or behavior or situation, then you know that you are coming back. So all the things we can heal now, it's also a positive way effect or positive work in this way for our rebirth, yeah,
Hmm.
and or reincarnation or whatever you want to call it. So we also do it for ourselves in this way. When we are coming back in one or two or 20 generations, it doesn't matter, yeah, but we can heal now for us and for the whole world, for the
Yeah,
whole.
let's say if you would come back at all, but it refers also to this noble mindset that you simply plant a tree,
Mm,
although you might never eat from its fruit.
mm,
And that is when we allow our spirit to decide the limits and not be limited by our bodies.
mm, right.
Can I sum it up so that we would say, on the one hand, your goal or your mission um, is that you want to leave or want to and facilitate a process of free will or free
Mm,
decision for your
mm,
children, for the
mm,
future generations.
yeah.
And then, of course, we have, now that we have stated the purpose, we have to take a look at the problem and how, or what is hindering us from this, and how you can actually realize to achieve your goal. And
Mm,
that is when we would look back to our ancestors, to something that has already happened in the past. And I mean, I guess for us so far, we're not able to change something from the past. If there is some other esoteric magician there who knows how to travel back in the past, okay, then they can do it. Something else. But for us human beings, we have to change it from here, from the present. And in such an extreme situation that you paint, even though you would maybe simply say no, so I don't go to the war.
mm,
Um, it for me, if I would have to paint a picture, like a picture that symbolizes what is happening in the spiritual world in that moment, is that you put your arms protecting around your children. Um, Although it's pretty vast and spacious and free, they can do a lot between your arms. But from the outside, there would be many ancestors and energies, maybe not yet healed energies,
mm,
trying to come into this circle of protection that you provide, because they say, but I was in the war, so you have to go to war. But
mm,
I had to suffer hunger, so you have to live a scarcity mindset.
mm,
You cannot live abundant now because I. So it's pretty tough. On the one hand,
mm,
we have to. I From the indigenous people in Colombia, I'm taught that I have to respect the elders,
mm,
and that like my spiritual bosses actually are my parents.
mm, yeah,
But I mean, if I on the one hand I have to respect them, but I don't have to do everything they say. That is something different.
right.
So I have to pay respect to my grandfather who passed away 2 years ago, but I don't have to do everything as he did.
Mm,
So it's not about hating what our fathers, grandfathers, and great grandfathers did, and
no.
so on. It's to recognize what they did, what they maybe had to do,
Mm,
and but then to still see that now something will change because of what I do. This requires a lot of uh this requires a lot of power and a lot of self-security. self-estimate.
Mm, definitely.
It's a great
And
example.
yeah, and today we are back in our power in this way to say no, you know. And our ancestors 80 years ago in the Second World War, my grandfather was fighting there, and he could not say no. If you would have, if you would have say no, then you would be killed, you know. Mostly, maybe you would have a lucky situation and could hide or something like this. But normally, when you are not uh, doing the jobs the military bosses gave it, then yeah, of course you were like an enemy. They treated you like an enemy and killed you. You know, a lot of stories like that. So my grandfather, for example, he was shot it in or wounded in the hand when he was at the war. And uh, if I would be in a situation like that, if I feel like he would feel in the situation, or if I would imagine like he would feel in a situation, it's normal that I don't I don't would like to be there in the war and let bullets running through my body, you know. So it's a totally shitty situation. So of course I have the right definitely to say no, fuck you off. If you want to make war, you can do it, but not with me and not with my boys, you know. And all the
Mm.
situations in life today, if you are in this way spiritually developed, you can say no. And all the Corona situation, the last 3 years or whatever, um, they gave us the power back to say no in a lot of situations, you know. And for example, with the mask in the face and so on, of course, some people were did it and they didn't have the power at the end or at the beginning or whatever. But all decisions they gave to us today, we are always able to say no because it's a free mind we have, you know. And I think when you connect it to this, to the free mind, then it's like I try to uh, said with the religions, they are stealing the free mind, you know. And when you get connected back to the free mind, then you're so powerful, and that's what the evil guys or the evil ideas of today are so much afraid of, that the humans are coming back to the power they actually have, you know, A-
Mm.
as a free spirit mind or creator or however you want to call it. But if you are in your power, you can do whatever you want and no one can stop you. And all the decisions to here to come to Belarus and so on, all the decisions, all situations were showing me that I am so much powerful. And also, as a hippie guy, you know how I'm
Mm.
looking like. I'm not a hippie, but I'm looking like. And at the border police and so on, I told you short the situations at the border. But all this is not a trouble thing for me. It's all experience is a good experience in this way, and so I enjoy to get all the experiences all the life every day, and to to work with the people in this way and to show them, hey, this guy is looking like, but he isn't, you know. So I'm playing a game in this way today, and life is all day. Life is a game for me, and it's a good game. It's a game I'm playing I like to play it, you know. And at the beginning, I was a really bad player. I had a lot of trouble with drug and police and whatever when I was young, but it's changed.
Bad boy.
Yeah, it changed very fast. And today, I'm looking the same. Like, and when I was young, with a little more folds, folders, I don't know, Falten, you know, and
Mhm.
my skin was getting older, so and my hair is getting gray a little, but I don't care. My mind is still young, you know. So
Younger
I
than ever.
yeah, of course. So I like to play it and I enjoy it, and that's why I don't have any bad and negative situations today. Yeah, I've learned to play. Maybe it's a good advice to the people. Learn to play, you know.
Hmm. I mean, it also refers to a point that you were making when we texted in the last few days about decentralizing
Mm,
consciousness.
yeah.
Because the idea of artificial intelligence, for example, is to centralize consciousness.
Mm,
Hopefully, we all also upload our consciousness into the AI,
mm,
into the cloud one day. But we would we would strongly recommend representation to take back consciousness to yourself and to therefore have a, I mean, they talk about, wow, super democracy, we need democracy. But actually, in democracy, you only have three powers that are regulating uh, themselves between each other. You know,
yeah.
what was it? The legislative, the uh,
Judicative or
judicative,
justice.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, the justice system,
yeah,
and then the government itself. You know,
yeah.
the execution. But if every human being, I mean, that would be the supra democracy. If every human being would be its highest authority,
Mm,
some people would say, "Ah, but that's anarchy. Anarchy doesn't work." If
no.
every human being would be in their empowerment of freedom and free choice, and really daily work for this also, that comes hand in hand with growing food. I also would say to be able to hunt or to raise animals, some animals at least,
Mm,
um, to be able to build your own house, to communicate with your neighbors and help each other. Then we have a super democracy where 8 billion authorities regulate themselves amongst each other.
mm.
That to me seems much more democratic.
Of course. And that's why I also say today the humans need the borders, yeah, because they are not developed. They are, if you want to give a mark for developing, then maybe we are at Mark 1 and maybe 10 we have, yeah. So we
Mhm.
are so much disconnected from the origin we are actually. And yeah, what you said, when you have autonomic humans in this way, yeah, and everyone is living a human life or is able to live, and then uh, we don't have problems with wars or uh, crimes or whatever because it's normal or it's normal. I don't want to use it. It's an original. It's an origin spirit in this way uh, that you are living together with all and not you are living for your own uh, uh, how can you say, yeah, not only for your own in this way, not only for your own money and for your own business and for your own new car or whatever. So you live for your own, and then it's normal that you are not given trouble to the neighbor or to your friends or to the guys from your village or whatever, wherever you want to live.
That
So
someone doing that would be called an asshole in such community.
yeah,
They would not survive winter.
that's true. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're a shitty guy, then the world is shitty to yourself. That's it. Easy game. And
Okay, yeah.
maybe that's a what we have living or what we have seen now, what the movie around us is now. I'm really sure that's the beginning we just can see in the world, where a lot of uh, basic basically things are changing back to the origin in this way, back to the root. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it's a long process. I'm not sure if you or me are able to see where the process is ending. Actually I'm sure we are not able to because we are not our avatar is
Mm.
not living so long.
Ah, no, bro. Come to my coaching service. We will w- we achieve to become 200 or 300 years old if we would like to.
Yeah,
It would be a very solitary old age. But I mean, if you can convince your whole family, then it should be fine, I guess.
I'm
But
sure. Yeah, I'm sure
yeah.
we can get in older. But also just now, I feel also maybe Mark 2 or something like this from 10,
Who?
a little more developed than the average in this way, but also down developed, I would say, with all the knowledge or all the connection in my body, all the physics in my body, and so on. I also have to train it. I'm not better than others in this way, and I'm sure, and I know that humans could be maybe live for 1,000 years or something like this. Uh,
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure. And
Well, I aim for 250.
okay, I try to live 120. Maybe it's
Hmm.
getting more, but 120 is my goal. I just have.
Yeah, we could meet at 150. How about that?
Okay, sounds nice.
But humbly, at least we can safely say that we are giving real world practical survival skills for this century.
Mm,
Learn to be a freely deciding human being who connects with his family to neighbors, to the village, not be an asshole, maybe plan some food at least. And it it might be hard or a little easier for some others, but you would survive. So I hope that people really see the value here because things are not going to continue as they have been
mm,
for the last 90 years. And yeah, just preparing also for now. I'm preparing mentally for the X that's coming now. I just hope that I'm back in Colombia already, that they hopefully wait until March at least. I hope so.
mm,
But
mm.
I guess that's fine. They will not launch it again at the same time when they did in 2020.
No, the power
No.
is out of the box. Yeah,
The,
the, yeah. There's no power in there anymore.
what do you say? No, I think they still have so many traps at hand. They will continue to release them randomly in the following 10 years.
Yeah, but what I said, we all have the power to say no.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
No.
But still we also have to say no to not even step into this trap. You know, at one point it might be too
Mm,
late
mm,
to just create some anxiety here amongst all of us.
mm.
Yeah. No, but I think that will be fine. I'm not actually too scared of this.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Don't be scared. I'm sure for open-minded humans or beings or whatever, um, it's getting no problem anymore in future. We are,
mm,
if you are on the, how can you say, if you are on the origin mood, then everything
mm,
is running for you
mm.
and not against you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hmm. And that's what I said. I don't want to use or I don't want to deal with the idea of bad or whatever. Yeah, I want to deal with the good. I only want to see the good. I want to live a good life. Want to eat good food. Want to have good relation with my wife,
Hmm.
and want to have a good car. Is driving when the situation is shitty and protecting me and breaking good or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I not today. I'm not trying. I'm doing it all day. I turn the bad to the good, you know? And it's what I said, it's like a programming. I can program myself
Hmm.
and all the negative energy at the border or with my neighbor or whatever, I can switch it to positive. When I I stop, for example, to uh, when a situation is happening, I stop thinking about this because I don't want to let the energy steal. I want to hold my energy for turning or spinning point that I don't have to deal with the negative and find a good solution for the negative to make it positive, you know?
Turn the bad into the good. But
Yes.
to do this, we also have to recognize the bad first. You
To
know,
recognize, yes, definitely. We have to
Mhm.
recognize, definitely.
don't
But
don't have to give it energy, but we have to
yeah,
understand what it is in order to transform it.
right. And yeah, and the trick is not to let it go into deep, yeah, or deep into to your behavior, to your mind, to your body, to your thinking, and
Mm. Mhm.
to see it, to recognize it, and transform it, and use it, because all the negative things are also very necessary to show us, uh, well, what we want or what we not want to live. Yeah, we also were talking about this. We are here to get all the informations and all the stuff that's happening or possible on Earth, and we should see. But the question we always have in every situation, in every single situation, do we want to live that or do we not want to live that? Do we want to be a part of it or not? Yeah. It's also programming and all the life in this way. It's
Oh, Nino is back. Is gone again for a moment. I also was about to take some notes here from what he was saying. He is making me jobless. He's taking away my job. He's just telling everyone about the Philosopher's Stone. And nobody was recognizing. Yeah, you can't believe it, but I started to take notes because listening to you, I think I just found the second principle of the Philosopher's Stone.
mhm.
You gave it to
Wow,
me.
nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you want to know the first principle?
Yes, definitely.
So the first principle is all the principles probably be very will be probably very simple. I don't know all of them yet, but so far the first principle is accept the inevitable the how do we say English? Accept the inevitability of the death of the physical body wholly,
Mm.
heilig, no,
Yeah.
sacredly. We have to accept that it's inevitable that the physical body dies sooner or later. This is the first principle. If you believe you can create the philosopher's stone and literally live forever,
Mm.
then you will never find it for sure.
Mm.
And if people think that the solution is to upload your consciousness onto a computer and then let your soul putrefy for thousands of years and live like a shitty, stinking, like a rotten soul inside a robot, you know?
Mm. Like
This
data,
is
like data from the enterprise. With
who?
all the data from enterprise, you know this?
Let me remember. I have watched a lot of Enterprise, but maybe it was too long ago.
The
Data?
Android, yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Android, and he has a lot of bugs in when he's yeah, in his life as a robot. He's totally technical being with an artificial intelligence brain in this way, but a lot of bugs, and he's using it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, data. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think. Yeah. I mean, although he's pictured as a very nice and decent person,
yeah,
usually,
yeah.
um, in reality, even though, yeah, probably in reality, these people would even look nice also, but
Mm,
their soul is rotting.
yeah.
So if
And
you really,
and the data,
yeah,
excuse me, the data you
please
can
tell me.
program also. He there were a lot of or a few uh, parts of Enterprise where
Where he was
he
a
was
different.
controlled in the bed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that now. Okay, I just
Mhm.
looked up his picture and saw his face, so I remember. Yeah. So if you want to, like, if you will only be able actually to access the Philosopher's Stone if you consciously decide that at one point you have to kill yourself. You have to
Mhm.
consciously end it. I mean,
Mhm.
most people end their lives anyway unconsciously by eating shit food and not moving their body, not being outside, not
Mhm.
having a family or connecting to people. So, anyways, they're killing themselves, but they don't realize that they're doing it. So it's a heavy burden if you would have a philosopher's stone, but because it means that at one point you say, okay, now I just end it. Boom.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
And
Otherwise, yeah.
in this way, when you just say it, of course, I have think about how it's. I think everyone is thinking about how it is when you're going to death, yeah, when you're dying in the moment, at the
Mm.
moment. And I really like, I love to live, yeah, I really love to live my life. And I'm, for me, it's also part of life to dying. And
Yeah.
uh, sometimes uh, yeah, I'm happy that that this point is coming in my life one day. And I'm very, how can you say? Uh, mm,
Grateful.
yeah, I'm waiting for this. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going to die, but
Mm.
I'm very surprised
Almost like
how
excited to see
yeah,
what
excited.
happens,
Yeah,
right?
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, amazing. So for that part, we are qualified. Then the second rule, the second principle that you just gave to me is also so simple. Transform the bad to the good.
Hmm.
Transform the bad into the good.
Yeah, it's
The
very easy.
philosopher's stone is nothing more than a daily decision, a continuous renewal of yes, I want to.
Hmm.
And also, no, this doesn't own me. Like, no, this is not making me.
Hmm.
I take it and transform it into yes, I do this. Yes, I listen to that family member. Yes, I'm there for that beloved one.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm doing the next. So it's a conscious decision.
Yes, right. And it's very easy. When you have learned it, it's so much easy. It's much more easy when you if you would not like to, if you would not do it, you know. So you should do it. Everyone should do it.
Mm. Mm. Well, those, however, were quite some two valuable hours.
2 hours. Wow,
I
nice.
guess did we start on 8? Yeah, 2 hours.
Wow. Yeah, was a
Precious,
was a
very
good,
precious.
yeah, was a good energy there to find good. Oh yeah, we found
Mm.
good spiritual things, good minds, good positions we could talk about. Oh, very nice, man.
Yeah, I just feel this warmth starting to expand from the chest area, into all directions.
And I'm sitting here with a smile here. You want to see? For short here, I show myself. I'm sitting here like this all the time.
Yeah. For everyone who made it so far, now it's complete. No, those hair don't look too gray at all.
No, it's dark. When the sun is shining, you can see it here and here and here.
Uh-huh.
But it's okay. I like myself with brow hair too. No problem.
Will you continue to share more content on YouTube?
Yeah, of course, I can
Hmm.
do. I would like to do because yeah, all the things you and me or people like you and me we do in our lives is, I think it's important work for people to change the behaviors of the people, you know, to make the people
Mm.
ready for next step, ready for next level or whatever. And like a teacher
Player.
or a tutor, yeah. And this is my job, I would say, to to give a new world to the people in this way, yeah. And yeah, I enjoy it. First, it was I was a little shy when I started this YouTube thing, but but now I feel it's a important thing, and a lot of people give a response to me, or they ask me some things, not even about Belarus, also about uh, how I do things in life, how I create my life, and so on.
Mm.
Maybe, for example, how I earn my money for my lifestyle and so on, you know. People are interested how it works to be independent in this way. And yeah, I like to give informations about, no problem. And it's not like when you have an own business, you know, and when you're a business guy, then your idea is to hold your secrets clean, yeah, by yourself. But I
The
think this is not,
contrary.
yes, but I think this is not this is not the when you are like that, you are not ready for the next step, you know. When you give all you have to the people and to the world, then
Starts to
this is
make
the secret.
sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's not like all the money or whatever you have in the pocket. No, no, it's more than money. It's all the education you have, all the spirit you have, all the connection you have, all the secrets you have, you know, and it's there for the world, you know, it's not only for you. You are only one part of it, and but at all, it's all all together, it's for the world, you know.
Planting seeds, my good friend over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So happy to see you. I haven't even seen your YouTube content so far. I will get into this tomorrow right away, and people can find it here in the description. Um, to get some motivation to visit you up there.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And just feel free to maybe you get one day a ship that takes your car to South America. For now, you're going to the other direction. I know.
But
Maybe we
yeah,
can make it to there one day.
yeah, one day I would like appreciate it, and I don't know what's happening in future, but definitely it's part of my plan because I also have a guy, I was living with him together in Berlin in my room, and he's from Mexico, and
Mm.
uh, so South America is definitely one of my plans for traveling. But at first, I need to check out the Far East, you know, and the East and the Nearer East and all this around surrounding me here just now. So this is my life trip, I would say, you know.
I'm so proud to know such a human being like you, man. To
Thank
also
you.
see how honest you share your story from how you came up as the small Nino, and now how you are looking into this camera with such a calm view, and also but such a like I can feel the empathy radiating from you, but like for everything. So thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your wisdom with us.
Yeah, I enjoyed. Thank you so much.